In this video, I'm showing you different offenses that will work for any level of player that if you start using, you're going to score more touchdowns and win more games. Now, in each offense, we're going to be in practice mode talking about 3 key plays, and then I'm going to go into an online head-to-head game to show you how it looks against a real live opponent. Our first offense just got a huge improvement after a recent EA update about a month or two ago, and we're talking about the Flexbone, and more specifically, we're talking about the Flexbone Normal. You can find this inside of the Army, Air Force, and Navy offensive playbooks, so really just the academies. And the first play I want to key in on here is going to be the inside veer triple option. Now, what's cool here is the inside veer triple option is actually 3 plays built into one. Let me first just run this for a second and we'll break that down. So, big things to keep in mind here is the read icon, that little R icon you see, and the pitch icon, the little P icon you see. These are very big. Let's just run this play really fast. Let's see if I can make the right read. We do. We get hit very fast. We're able to get that pitch out, and we're able to gain a good 8 or so. So first part of this play we want to focus on is this R icon. This guy is a big deal because essentially that's the handoff key. So based on what he does, we're going to change either we keep it with our QB or we hand it off. Let's run this really fast. Just focus on that. And that time, notice I handed it off. Now, to hand the ball off, you press nothing. Your guy will automatically hand the ball off just by pressing nothing. If we ever want to pull the ball, keep it with our QB to get into that next phase of the play, we want to hold A or X on PlayStation. He's going to keep. I'll show you what that looks like right here. Where I'm going to hold A or X. We keep it, and then we get to this part of the play, and we'll top out the pitch here in a second. How do you know when to keep it or when to hand it off? Essentially, first, identify where that read key is, the R icon, okay? Then, if the R icon crashes down, he just runs straight down, we want to pull the ball with the QB. If he squares his hips, if he shuffles, if he's a little hesitant, we want to hand that ball off, press nothing, okay? So, right here, let's do it. Let's see if we can get an accurate one in real time. And in that case, he actually crashes down a little bit, but he was so far out where I was able to hand that ball off just fine. This time, we have the R icon a little bit further in. He's going to crash down. We're going to pull it, and we immediately, very quickly, get into that pitch relationship. So let's see if we can do it again. Just one more rep of it. R icon's out there. I'm going to pull that ball. I'm going to pitch it fast. Now, sometimes this pitch comes up on you pretty quickly, and sometimes you have a little bit more time to see it coming. So the read icon here, when you hand that ball off, is the first play in this, right? Because it's essentially just a run up the middle. Now, if we get some situations here where I'm just going to keep on pulling the ball, now we go to our next read, which is this pitch icon, or this pitch relationship that we have on essentially the speed option part of it. Now, really the easy way to play this is, that P icon, that player is important because he's the one who's unblocked, but sometimes someone could have a user or they could overplay it somehow, where you're really just trying to read where's the opening, right? Is it with the QB, if you just keep it with the QB, or is it just pitching it out to the halfback? This is a much easier read, to be quite honest with you. Let's go here again. Right here, I'm going to pitch it yet again. Bang. How do you pitch the ball? Tap left bumper. Okay, if you want a more accurate pitch, you can hold left bumper, but it's gonna be a little bit slower of a pitch too. So just keep that in mind. I'm gonna pull it. Oops, I meant to just keep on pulling it, but I handed it off right there because I was being dumb. Let's pull it again right here. Pull it. We're gonna pitch it out. Again, you're able to see this pitch can get lethal. Some people will start overplaying this though, and that's when you get to keep it with your QB. Right here, I should have handed it off. I'm trying to showcase the QB keeper. I don't know if we're gonna get an example of it. Here we go. Of course, that time they get in free. Okay, we're just going to hand this ball off. And you kind of see what this is starting to look like. So I said earlier we had 6 plays in here. What are those 6 plays inside of just this play? Well, 1 is the handoff. 2 is the pitch, right? Because then we're hitting the outside. And then 3 is that QB keeper if we get an opportunity. There we go. There's that 3rd play on that. But I said earlier there's 6. Well, if we tap X or square and then right trigger, those 3 plays now apply to the left side as well. That's how the option game becomes numerous plays based on just one very simple play. A little handoff, and we're able to get right up the middle for a big gain. Now, next play I want to talk about is actually going to be X dig, which is a pass play from here. And it's because I'm a big believer in any style of offense, you need to be able to pass the ball at a high clip, especially, obviously, a running offense where you're going to have to pass sometimes. So I love this play almost totally stock. The only thing we want to do is press Y or triangle and take this guy who's on a curl route and put him on a speed out, okay? Boom. Now we're going to press Y or triangle again, select him, hold the left bumper, that's going to custom stem, and stem him up about 10 to 15 yards. Right here is perfect at like 13, 14. And the reason for this is that this is one of the best routes in the game, and we're able to utilize this from a very, very run-heavy formation, right? Not many people are going to be sitting in cover 2 here. If they are, cover 2 does a good job, and the CPU is in cover 2. Now, your very first read on this play, if you don't think you have that out route, you should immediately go to the drag in the middle. Right here, though, you can tell sometimes pre-snap whether or not you'll have the out route. So right there is a pretty easy tell for me. This time it looks like man coverage, so I'm not sure. So I'm going to actually check that drag immediately. Bang. Notice how this play, we have numerous very high-level routes. You watch some of the other plays in this video, along with just my channel in general, you'll see this is utilizing a seam streak, a slot or tight end, kind of a wing back in this case, but essentially a slot or tight end drag, which is big, and then a speed out, which is also big. Numerous very good routes. Let's go here, see if we can hit this in route from X. He is an option. He does take a second to develop. Now, I will say, I don't love... We're able to hit him. We had 2 other things open. I don't love passing from Flexbone. Like, that's not what we're here for. But being able to pass at a high clip is a skill that, 1, just a lot of offenses don't have, and 2, a lot of people just aren't expecting in this. And for our next play, I'm talking about the wing back dive. WB dive is how it's described right here. And if we go into it, I like this because it's just going to be a very downhill type run. It's essentially an ISO. Think of it like I-form, where we have the ability to actually cut this outside, like you see kind of right there. Or we could cut this in as well. This is just a quick hitter up the middle and can be very good if you're playing against somebody who's really trying to like defend against the outside. Maybe they're leaving kind of more of a weak box in the middle. We can go to this and we have the ability to cut it back. We have the ability to cut it a little bit to the outside like you see here. It's kind of like an ISO, I guess, but actually a little bit more like a little off tackle-y as well, where you can cut that to the outside. You can't get all the way out. Like, you can't do like that. But you can kind of take it up the hole like you see there. It's going to be good for a consistent kind of 3 to 7, a little bit more of like a ground and pound type. But it's a nice little, to me, it's a good change up. And remember, for this, we could flip this the other way too, just like we could for X dig. And now we're going to the left here. They're thinking inside veer, whatever it might be. And we're just going to go wrap the middle. You do want to have patience with your run stick. Right there, I got a little bit aggressive. But you kind of see, like, this has big potential. Now, with that being said, let's get into some gameplay. So here we are in an actual game. We're actually playing against Alabama, which is very, very nice. This is online, head-to-head. And I always, pretty much always, I'll start out with that inside veer triple option. Reason being, one, I mean, you see I have 41 calls of it for 8 yards a carry, which is very, very good. And really, again, it's 6 plays built into one. And at least going one way, it's 3 plays built into one. So we can really call this at a high clip and be able to attack in different ways based on what the defense does. Remember, that first thing we're doing is reading the R icon. So let's go here to the right side. You can go left or right whenever you want based on either the field or whether or not there's numbers on one side compared to the other. Whichever side you think you'll have more success on. I'm going to pull this again. They're going hard at the QB, so we're just going to pitch it out fast. That's that fast pitch. I'm just tapping left bumper. If you hold left bumper, I should have spun sooner. If you hold left bumper, you'll get a slower pitch, which will be a little bit more accurate. Your guy will catch it in stride, but it's slower. And so right there, we have to get it out fast. You might not be able to. Coach Clark, 903. My guess is that right now he's probably setting up some option defense settings. So we'll see. And right here, he's starting to stack the box quite a bit. So this might be a time where, honestly, to be super honest with you, something like a load option or a rocket toss wouldn't be the worst idea here. But just going off the 3 plays we talked about, I'll go back into inside veer. I'm going to try pulling it. I pulled it a little bit late. And let's, one fun thing to do here is go hurry up out of Flexbone. I've found some success doing this. Let's go here again. He sets up. Cool. I'm going to pull. He goes fast. And now he's getting his user out there. What's so good, though, is that in this game, there's so much, like, you have so much room to do things in the open field to make people miss, where it's very hard to make that tackle. Now, he does a good job right there, but I think he's not doing a good job of protecting the against the pass game. And so we're going to get, we'll get A. Beautiful. Awesome. Like, and that's what it is right there. I will say you want to avoid some of those more obvious passing situations, like 3rd and 6. You could run, but a little bit more like predictable to pass. And let's actually go back here. He's not pressing, so let's go. And do we get B? Speed out. We do. Now 1st and 10, we're able to hit a big dot. And you kind of see how this offense develops a little bit, right? There's a few plays here that I would try to avoid. QB counter option. I would try to avoid that. And then QB counter, I would also try to avoid that by a good amount. those plays are just, they're a little bit slow developing with the QB, and there's just a lot of interior pressure that'll come through. You can have some success doing it. It's just, for me, it's been hard. So right here, we're going to cut this back, and we don't get any blocking on the interior. One other play that I like is, well, I like load option, but is like the fullback wham. That's another good one. The midline triple is a good one, but again, trying to stick to what we're focusing on here. Let's see what we get here. We'll go to the left. We're going to pull. We're going to pitch it. We get to the outside. And that really bad stick work by me. Let's go hurry up. And then bang. Let's go here. We'll go to the right. Part of me wants to go to a different play, but we should be able to do this. Read keys. Okay, so now my read keys way out there now. So I'm just going to hand this one off up the middle. Oh, we got stuff. Let's go. Turbo, turbo, turbo. 4th and 1. Come on. Come on. Lock in. Lock in. Pull. Pitch. Bang. Skirt. Tutty. That was a little scary. That was bad run stick at the end right there. We should have scored a touchdown a little bit sooner. But there's an idea of how a drive with the Flexbone should look like. If you like what we're talking about here, but you want full schemes on the offensive and defense side of the ball, you need to check out my website, simple.gg. It's linked in the top of the description. You'll join over 2,000 active members who are using my exact schemes on offense and defense and are actually winning more games. With code CIVIL30, you'll get 30% off. So if you want to start winning more games at a nice price, click that link right now. Now, our next offense is going to be very pass heavy, although there's a little gadget play in here, and we're inside of the TCU offensive playbook. This can be found in a few other playbooks as well, but TCU is really like the one that is like a killer for this formation, and it's normal Y off close out of the shotgun. The first play I want to talk about is going to be this play called Y sail, which we see here at the bottom. We call Y sail, and we go random play on defense. There's a couple different setups we could do for this. This one, though, we want to first do is stem down this tight end corner route. So let's press Y or triangle, select that tight end, who's A in this case, and hold the left bumper and push down on the left stick. I like to get him around here. You could go all the way down. When it's super deep, it just takes too much time for it to develop. So we want to get it down a little bit. And then our slot wide receiver, we have some flexibility. We can either put him on a zig or a drag. Totally up to you. I would really like the zig right here against man coverage. The drag is good against man and zone. It's just the zig is another way to attack man. All right, so let's snap this ball. First thing we're doing is checking our flat and our short right in front of us. So what I mean by that is I'm immediately looking to the bottom right of my screen to see this flat for my halfback. And then if that's not immediately there, we're then working our eyes back inside to that area of the field where my drag is running. Notice how good this drag is. He's getting open a ton. Now, another thing we have here, as I actually make a bad read on that, trying to force it, of course, is this tight end corner route. He does a really good job against man coverage, zone coverage. He's not always open. It's not like a route. It's not like, there's no route in the game that's just like total cheese that you can't defend, by the way, but story for a different day. So let's go here. Let's see if we can hit this corner route. Bang. So the way I'd hit him is, one, if it's more of a longer situation, I'm kind of like trying to like look for him a little bit more. I might go half back and work my way up. Or, right there, bad pass lead. We actually have him open. Or I go from halfback to that little drag, and then I work my eyes all the way up to him there. Okay, so you're hitting him almost on the sideline. All right. Notice how, just like that, I've shown you three very quick throws. Halfback, drag, and then corner route a little bit later developing. After that, we have a backside in route. So nothing's there, nothing's there, nothing's there. You have the ability to hit this backside in against some coverages. This does a good job against man. Obviously, this is like if you're trying to force it like I am now, like he's not going to be open a ton. But you do have the ability. You can see the area of the field he gets to where if someone's using that drag, if someone's taking away that corner route, there's a good chance that in route's getting open. Now, right here, of course, this guy's giving up other stuff, so we're not, or the CPU's giving up other stuff, so we're not able to hit that in route a ton. But it is a route that can be dangerous if they're taking away everything else. Right here, I'll even hit this flat late sometimes. Don't be afraid to do that, just because the flat defender can be a little bit weird about who's actually defending. And with that being said, the other route that I want to mention on this play is this fade route from our outside right wide receiver. If you have takeoff on this guy, it can be really, really good. It can be a bomb. It can do a lot of different things. So I just want to point that out. You might see that in our gameplay a little bit, but we'll see. Now, next play we're talking about is going to be Flood H Post. Now, this is kind of a unique play. I believe it's only in TCU's playback. I could be wrong. But we're just going to drag my outside left wide receiver, and the play art looks like this. First thing we're checking is that tight end flat. Again, notice how kind of a common theme, we always want to look for our hot reads, which in this case are going to be the flats or the quick drag. So first thing, I'm trying that tight and flat. If he's there, we hit him. If not, then we're going to move. He was there right there, but I just wanted to... I'm recording a video. There's no point in me just spamming the same route over and over, right? But nonetheless, even right here, hit him a little upward pass lead. Like, we got to make them defend that. If they don't defend that, we're going to keep on hitting it. Then from there, we can work our eyes back to the middle of the field with our drag route. And we also have a post. Now, this will typically do a pretty solid job against man. Right there, we do get bagged. And that is one of the things that can happen. Like, man coverage can be a little bit, it's just a little dice rolly. Like, it's not 100% that things will win or lose. So just something to keep in mind. But I love this little high-low in the middle of the field between the drag and the post route. If they're doing a good job of taking away the drag, though, you probably have the post over top and vice versa. So just something to keep in mind. Like, right there, again, we have the drag consistently. When you go up against the CPU leaves the flat open a lot. And leaves the underneath open a lot, okay? So, you know, in practice mode, you'll see people, you'll be able to hit the drags and the flats pretty consistently. Let's go here again. We have the flat. I'm going to go, this time we're going to work our eyes up. We get corner route right there. Cool. Big thing I'm trying to do is read areas of the field. Flat, a little bit later. So sometimes when things are weird, you can just kind of, you know, wait a second. Maybe take a glance over there again. Again, like CPU just refuses to defend flats. But in our gameplay, you'll be able to see this a little bit better when we go up against an actual human. Let's go post route. Oh, we got, ugh. I did not like that at all. All right, next play. All right, next one we're talking about is going to be the play PA snag. Now, when we call PA snag, all we want to do is streak this left slot wide receiver. So the player looks like this right here. This is going to be a really good zone beater. Okay, that's what we want it for. And you're going to be able to see we can hit this post in this pocket, or we can also hit this little snag as he sits right here in the middle of the field. We don't get it right there, so we're just going to hit this post again. Cool. This is a very basic play. It's pretty good. I like it because play action blocking can do a good job against different loop blitzes. So something just to keep in mind. Just simply streak that slot wide receiver, and the play's pretty good. We have A. I'm just not going to throw it. And like against zone, against match and man, this isn't the best play ever. But against zone, this little route can like sit and do a good job. They're actually doing a good job just consistently running man coverage to defend it. But then we have the post. But these snag routes can, I mean, they're just running match and man every play. Every play. We can't, can we get a zone coverage, please? Can we get just a regular zone? No. Okay. Well, we'll see this one in the gameplay. We are seeing, like, the post looks spammy. I promise you, like, online, like, you just can't spam that. Like, it's just not what we can do. Nice. Right there, you kind of see the example of what that post, a little bit better pass lead, of what that post and the hitch can do, where we're kind of making the defenders choose between the two. Then we get man coverage, post route, gonna get a little bit bagged. I don't love this play against man. Keep that in mind. The post route can beat man, but it's not my favorite play ever against man coverage. Now, if you want to take this play a little step further, we could do something like this, where we streak the halfback, drag B. So it looks like this now, and we have the ability to hit our halfback in the seam. We can hit the flat, or we can hit the post. Right here, we'll go A a little bit late. We're able to hit him. I should have hit him a little bit sooner, but that's whatever. And so slight variation to this play for you guys. Let's go post route. Able to catch that. Beautiful. The post does cook man. It's just the other routes in this play I don't love against man. The other play I do want to point out in this one, and I know we're supposed to focus on only 3, but jet touch pass is just a nice little, like, keep them honest type play where we can go to this, do something like this, and we just get to the edge. If you've played Couch Bowl 25 at all, you've probably seen people run touch passes or jet touch passes on you, and you can now run them on them. And whenever you have like a gadget play like this, which is pretty frustrating to defend, you have the ability, it's just really nice to have that out of a formation that's also just like overall like generally good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to have a gadget play out of a formation that's like, eh. But like this formation, you could run this all game. There's a lot of really good passing plays out of this. Let's go here. Like, you add in really good passing plays with a play like that. Tough. All right, so here we are in an actual game. Let's start off with Y sail. I'm a big believer in really focusing on making sure that you're calling plays that you're comfortable with, right? I think so many people go deep into their playbook and call plays that they don't know. And it's like, if you were coaching a sports team, right, and a football team, basketball team, whatever it was, would you tell your team to run plays that they've never practiced before? Probably not. Maybe, but probably not. And the same thing applies here, right? Obviously, you know, this isn't actual sports, but the same thing applies. So we're going to go Y sail. Let's stem down that corner. Let's drag my slot wide receiver. And flat not there this time. We actually have corner route, though. Pass lead outside. Beautiful. So right there, my eyes went halfback, no. Drag, no. Up to corner route. Oh, yes. As simple as that. One thing you'll see me doing right here, and this kind of can change based on formation and preference, is I'm keeping my halfback to the wide side of the field consistently. That other play, if you rewind 15 seconds, you'll see my halfback is to the left. I just like this. It's a preference thing. He sends quick pressure. Oh, I had a touchdown. And that happens sometimes. That is a thing that happens, and I'm kind of upset with myself. But we made a good read. My eyes went to where they should be. That shouldn't have been a touchdown. Like, he just blew coverage. That's why I missed it, because it's not really expected. And there's a lot of harm that you can do if you expect this streak to be a touchdown every time. Because if you take your eyes and focus on that streak, well, there's a good throw. If you take your eyes and focus on that streak, there's a good chance that he's not going to be open, because most people don't. 99% of plays aren't blown coverages, and that means you're wasting a couple seconds every play looking for a blown coverage that isn't there. Let's go post route this time. Bang. Pass leading right there, super important, and now we're able to get down into the 10. I will say, these aren't my favorite plays for the red zone, right? Flexbone was pretty easy. Just run Flexbone no matter what. The touch pass is definitely something here. We can go to this route combo. I might have B. I don't want to force it. We'll have RB. That was another situation where it's like I could force it. I just don't want to. Now we're this close. I would usually highly recommend you break into more of a red zone inside the 5-style offense here. Touch pass can be good, so I will go touch pass here, but there's a good chance you might have like an I-form, single back scheme, some kind of different gun scheme. Need a block right there. Cut it up. Beautiful. And there's a nice little drive with the gun normal while off close. So this one can be a fan favorite, but nonetheless, I wanted to include it in this video because it's a lot of fun. It's pretty easy to run, and it's really, really good, okay? We're talking about the Gun Bunch tight end. Now, this can only be found inside the Bama Roll Tide playbook. Gun Bunch tight end, and the first one I want to talk about is, of course, whips. You've probably heard about this play before. Whips is very, very good, and it's just very annoying to go against. Okay, one simple hot route I want you to do here is put this point wide receiver, double tap wide triangle, on a post route, so up on the right stick. Okay, there we go. Now, if you can make more hot routes, I would recommend maybe putting this guy on a flat. That can do a good job just to clear out that area a little bit more, but you don't absolutely have to. Just something you can do, okay? Main thing we're going to look for here, as we had a touchdown to Y, and that's why we have that post route, is against zone and man. These inside whip routes, these zigs, are absolutely killer. They dog walk man coverage, and they dog walk a lot of zone coverage as well. The post route over top can be good against match and man, so just something to keep in mind. Right here again, we're able to get him. Beautiful. You can really just pick apart your opponent with these two zigs underneath very consistently. Right there, we had another touchdown to Y. I'm just not hitting him because I want to show off these zigs. Now, let's go to it. See if we can hit the, we got B. Let's hit Y this time. No! Milrow. That's realistic, but Milrow can't throw the ball, so that's fair. I think you guys see the, there we go. I think you guys see the idea of why I might like this play a good amount, okay? I'm not even gonna run it anymore. So, that's whips. Second play I want to talk about is going to be a really good run play, actually. It's going to be a little thing called halfback off tackle. Let's go here. Random defense. And this was better at the beginning of the year when the spin move was really good, but the key with this run is that we can't hold turbo until we get into the open field. This run, a lot of people try doing this. They try going la-di-da, and getting all the way to the outside. Sometimes, like right there, that can work. But what we want to do is look for any cutback potential, okay? Because when we start hitting the cutbacks, that makes the defense have to really respect that, and then they can't defend the sideline as much anymore. See what I'm saying? Well, right, not the best example right there, but you kind of get the idea. So with all left stick, we're looking for potential cutbacks, and then when we get the opportunity to burst through a hole, then I'm going to hold right trigger. So like left stick, right trigger, because I'm trying to get through, or I'm trying to get to the edge. Really, when you decide in a singular direction to run, that's when we're holding right trigger. Left stick, right trigger. Right? That makes sense? That's big. You can really do some pretty hard cuts in this game. Let's even cut this one up. Like, see what I'm saying? And that wasn't the best cut, but that's showing you the ability we have to cut. Let's go here. Outside. Now I'm going to cut it up there. Right? Hey, you don't always want to take it all the way to the outside. You'll have cut up opportunities quite often on this run. Right here. Dang, we weren't able to. I want a good example of us cutting this up, but we just haven't gotten one yet. Boom. Here's a good example. There we go. Like, see what I'm saying? Right there, we cut that way up. Now this one singular run is attacking in different ways. That's what makes a play really good and why this run play is very, very viable. Now, next play I want to talk about is going to be the inside switch. This is one that I've been using for actually years inside of Madden, and it works really well here. What we want to do, put our point wide receiver on a streak. That's wire triangle, up on the left stick. Okay? Then we want to drag our tight end. Wire triangle, A or X on PlayStation, down the right stick. Here's what our play is looking like. First thing we can check is our halfback to the flat. If it's not there, we're going to make our reads over the middle of the field. Next thing I always look for is going to be that tight end drag and that post route. Okay, that post route from the outside wide receiver. Let's go here again. Not there. Tight end drag. Cool. Bang. It will hit that post yet again. A lot of times you will find the drag getting open, I'll be honest. As we do right there. Especially against the CPU. We talked about that some. The CPU cannot defend drag routes to save their lives. Like, they're very bad against drags. Let's go again right here. Oh, we had B. I missed it. One of the issues with that but one of the things with this play is that we have two quick flat releasing routes. So sometimes it can be easy to miss one. But if you notice you miss it, I would cheat that way with your eyes a little bit the next play. Okay? Because that route is one that we can hit if they don't respect it. A, bang. You get fast tight end right here. You're gone. And then right when you get a big gain, you pitch it because it looks sick. But I'm serious. Like, this is a really good play. Okay. Let's go here again. A. Oh. Okay, well, Jalen Milrow's a dog. If you think there's pressure, you can block your halfback. That's something you're allowed to do. Keep that in mind. Wow, we got bagged right there. A, we had, but... Well, make a play. Make a play, Jalen. Make a play, brother. Heck yeah. Let's go here again. We're good. We had A the entire time I wanted to throw post. Boom. Notice the click on catching, by the way. I'm pass leading down away from the defender, and then when the ball's in the air, I'm tapping B or circle so I can get onto that guy and go attack the ball. It's a big deal for a lot of these post routes. It makes a really big difference. Let's go here again. A or X, or yeah, in this case, it's A. Bang. Hurdle. Let's get into some gameplay of Bama. That's fun. All right, so we're in a game. Of course, nobody can match up with Bama. Bama's by far just the best team to use in this game. But I want to start off with a little off tackle here for us. Just see what we're able to get. Maybe put a potential cutback. Oh, we're going to take it outside right here. Good blocks on the edge. Skirt. Oh, I thought he was going to go in hard. We were able to get out. Let's go whips right here. And we're just going to put that little post route. The run game in this, so the off tackle is like just so incredibly good. And that's what, I mean, you got to be willing to make people have to respect the run game. You really do. Let's go Jalen Milrow. Snap it. And we'll have A. Beautiful. Sometimes I will say those zig routes can get a little bit closer to each other than I would really prefer. Right there is kind of an example. Like, they really kind of crossed. And when the issue with this play sometimes is that if you get blitzed on it, it can be a little bit hard. But I do think it's still worth it. Now he's doing this. I really shouldn't have run off tackle here, but I will. I'm going to see if I can cut it up. Right there's a good example of us cutting it up, and we gain 5. That's a really good run. Like, getting 5 yards on a run is pretty good, right? I won't say really good, but pretty good. You can't complain about that. He's in man coverage, so I am cool with this route combo. I'm thinking he's in man, most likely. That's my guess pre-snap. He is. He blitzed. We go, oh, we had a touchdown to B. What I'll say is this. If you're hitting other open reads, it's very hard to get mad at yourself for missing a touchdown. Now, if I threw a pick right there, I'm punching myself in the nose. I'll break my own nose. But, like, I hit another open read. That was my first read anyways. Is what it is. You know what I mean? It just happens. X, though, touchdown. Maybe. If we catch it in stride, good. And just like that. I was going to let him tackle me, but literally, like, just like that. Like, that's how easy it can be whenever you have an actual game plan on your side that you're actually trying to use to score touchdowns. If you're just kind of freestyling out here, just doing whatever, it's tough. It can be tough to score touchdowns because you just don't have a plan. Like, it's just tough to do. Let's see. Can we get this little 2-pointer? We have X. Oh, we're just going to make a play at Milrow. Milrow? Oh, we have Y. Oh, we have B. Oh, that would have been nasty. That would have been nasty. Now, if you guys want full schemes, things that actually give you a plan to how to score more touchdowns, it's more than just 3 plays. It's a whole lot of plays that are all strung together to make sure that your opponent never knows what to expect. And these are plays that actually work. Online, offline, dynasty, cut, whatever it might be. Check out my website, civil.gg. You'll be joining over 2,000 active members. 98% of them say they've already started winning more games since joining. That's really sounds pretty good to me. You use code CIVIL30 and get 30% off right now. Link to that top description.